Hey forum friends, we're going to talk about the Icky Sticky today. We are Slopeside at Mammoth Mountain, California. This is our second day on the Icky Stickies. We'll kind of start at the beginning of when they first came in. First impressions and that type of thing. The pulling them out of the box, as you may have seen the previous video, the Icky Stickies graphic is super great. The colors are great. Terrific contrasting color in the brown and the green. One of the first things that I noticed was that the sidewalls have been ground down a little bit, and that is a pretty big improvement. Although I think that falling around on the snow here, that's how deep the snow is, that the last couple of pairs that I've purchased from Greco have had this smoother side on it, so I'm not exactly sure how long that's been going on. My Revolt Diablos and I believe my eyeball DLPs may have had that smoother side. Definitely helps, but I'm going to show you these boards. They've been ridden, I don't want to say super hard, but as hard as I ride. Anybody that's ridden with me knows that I have a certain style. I have a lot of, keep my feet fairly close together, so there's a lot of clacking on the inside walls. You can see the inside of the actual walls are actually, not as chafed up as they would have been, but they're, they're pretty scarfed, fairly scarfed as that goes. Same with the tips. Biggest improvement, I don't know if an improvement, but a different style, is the more, tapered and smoother head and heel, head and toe of the board. Not having that bulbous portion of the board that's kind of characteristic of the RVL8 board definitely helps with that, scarfing that you get as you use your boards. First thing I noticed up on the hill, that these ski boards are fast. It's very fast. Sometimes for me, when I get a new board, a lot of times they're just not rideable for me out of the box. You can feel there's a texture to the bottom of the board that kind of grabs and will, kind of shake the board around a little bit. And, I want to say a fair amount of the ski boards I get, doesn't matter whether it's RVL8, but, 50% of them for me, I can tell immediately. I take them in and have the bottoms ground down nice and smooth, and, get them, basically a nice little smooth bottom on them. These, right out of the box, they're fast, ready to go. I'll just kind of move these things around so you can see them a little bit. got the white RVL8 Skiboard on the bottom, which I actually like. It stands out really well. Definitely these are, you know, turning heads. It's not just my outfits that turn the heads. I actually rode these with RVL8s, second generation, I think they're called. They are the ones that now have the heel stops on them. The newer or earlier generations, the heels would lay all the way flat down, and as a lot of the people that used to ride or ride bomber, that was kind of the pain in the neck. I know that actually when I first joined the forum, I was on a older bomber 1 style, and our friend Slow showed me how to basically tighten them up and put a little washer in there so they didn't rock down. You don't have that problem anymore. The other thing, which is major improvement, the single best improvement I think, is the length of the toe pick. It just gives you so much more leverage on, you know, pulling it down. It's just so much easier to get into your nice and tight into your boots. Why did I ride them? Because you know what, the bombers, that's just what I like. They're just the bombers for me allow a little more flex, and that's really the only reason I like have a board that does have a lot of flex, as a lot of people that have ridden with me, and that just allows a little more. As you can see, got a little daylight in there, and that just allows the board to move around a little bit, which makes the board, I think, it's just a little more responsive. Okay, on the hill with the mountain. The first thing, like I said, super fast. Out of the chair, these things just were crazy fast. With the turns, let me back up a little bit. Over the last couple days, the conditions that we had out here, yesterday on opening day, we had probably 20 degrees at 7 o'clock when I got here, 7 a.m. in the morning. By the time the chair opened for opening day festivities, 8:30, and it had warmed up to about 30 degrees. And by I left the mountain at about 11:30 for home, because it had just gotten a little soft and just too many people, and I'd pretty much done what I needed to do on the hill. So encountered, in the morning, a lot of ice. But surprisingly enough, a cornice bowl had a fair amount of powder up on top, probably a good foot and a half still, because I was able to be probably one of the first 10 people up on the chair. A lot of ice, a lot of crust, a lot of mixed this and that. Kind of saw it all. Today, got about the same conditions, except the big difference is we've got wind today, a little bit of wind, which is making it a little more chilly, and we know what that equates to. A little firmer conditions, and we all know what firm conditions kind of code for that is icy. So able to get in there and get some riding in, probably about 4 hours. And again, I called it a day at around 11:30. So 8:30 to 11:30, and then I head for home. In the ice, they they slid across. You can definitely having that rocker you know, it gives you a little more slide. You're not going to catch as much edge as you know, some of your other full cambered boards. They are in the deeper stuff. He had kind of blew through some of the deeper stuff fairly fast, because I knew by the time I had got up there it would have probably 100 people running through it. In the deep stuff, you can definitely feel that rocker. I had no trip ups at all on these, which I think that with the Revolt, which is probably the closest style to this, you know, you may have caught a little bit of your toes going down. This pretty much blew through everything. Edging, you know that I love to edge a board. These edge as well as anything out there. I'm looking for a little better conditions out here to really, you know, give them that hard test on the edging. But you know, and I think they are, from what I was able to ride around on, I was really able to lay down hard and you know, get some serious edging in. It's going to be a great little board for Greco, that's for sure. Not sure if I covered everything, probably not. Just wanted to give you a little talk through on them. Terrific board. I will be back on these here hopefully by next week. Getting a little more snow here at the end of the week. Nice little board, highly recommend it. Probably, you know, has everything that a skiboarder is going to want. Definitely maybe a little easier to start on than you know, a full cambered board, just because you get that little slide and allows you know, newcomers to slide a little better. As you guys know, I'll give you a little, I'm 6 foot, 180, and the softer board and the softer turns really worked well for me. You know, could a you know, 250 person that weighs 250 and is you know, super tall, hey, you know, that's something you're just going to have to try out. They are a smaller board, you know, but highly recommend this. I'll sign away. I'll see everyone at the forum. And this is your old friend Rickylink at Mammoth Mountain, Slopeside at, where are we? Broadway.